whether the evidence that will be led on behalf of the County Assembly of Wajir, if indeed it does disclose any misconduct, or if indeed it does disclose any violation of the Constitution or the law, whether that violation, and I don't say there is any, whether that violation is gross. The second issue that I wish to request this committee to bear in mind as you retire to consider your decision in this matter is the context of the evidence. The context in which the evidence arises. Are these ordinary transactions? Are these ordinary relationships between the county executive and the county assembly? Or do they disclose any misdeeds or any gross violations, of the Constitution or of the law, or any gross misconduct by the governor of Wajir County? And I'm sure if you apply your minds properly to the provisions of the Constitution, especially the ordinary English meaning of the word gross, and thankfully there is guidance from the courts of this republic as to what amounts to gross in terms of evidence, you will come to the right conclusion. Thank you very much, and I will donate the rest of the time to my learned colleague, Mr. Ndegwa Njiru, to conclude our opening remarks.
Our time is 2 minutes this year. So Ndegwa, you have 7 minutes, Council. Thank you. Please, can we have the change of mics? Sergeant, terms. Okay, Council, proceed.
Mr. Chairman, you are being invited this morning to find the governor of Wajir County culpable for issues of gross misconduct, violation of the Constitution and in the law. Mr. Chairman, you'll be invited to look at the question of the threshold and the issue of the nexus between the issues being complained thereof and the conduct of the governor and the functions of the governor. It's not lost of us, Mr. Chairman, that Section 30 of the County Government Act clearly indicates the functions of the governor who is before you. Mr. Chairman, we'll be inviting you to juxtapose the provisions of Section 30 as against the issues being complained hereof. Mr. Chairman, this House has enacted a litany of laws, among them the Public Procurement and Disposal Act, which, Mr. Chairman, forms the basis of the complaint as against the governor. We'll be inviting this House at the fullness of time, Mr. Chairman, to look at various sections, and most importantly, Section 55 and Section 45 of the Public Procurement and Disposal Act, and scrutinize the issues complained hereof. It will surprise you, Mr. Chairman, that the County Assembly of Wajir is inviting you to find the governor culpable for mere theatric issues. Theatric issues in the sense that the allegations do not meet the threshold as established in the case of Governor Wambora, Civil Appeal 194 of 2014. Mr. Chairman, we had the opportunity of arguing that case with my land senior counsel, Mr. Mohamed Abdi, and it's very clear that the threshold was established in that case. And the ratio decidedi of that case, Mr. Chairman, was that it is not every allegation, every breach that can culminate to finding of the culpability of the governor. Again, Mr. Chairman, this matter was argued by my senior learned friend, Mohamed Nasir, before the Court of Appeal in Nyeri. That is a civil case number 21, again of 2014, the case of a Governor Wambora. there was a question of nexus. How do you connect the allegations facing the governor with the functions of the governor? We shall tender evidence at the fullness of time to show you that there is no nexus that can lead to the impeachment of a governor. Mr. Chairman, though Article 10 calls for the accountability and transparency as one of the overriding doctrines in matters of governance of this country, the question is, can an individual purport to each hand in the name of calling for accountability? Do we have the standards upon which a person can be said was accountable or was not accountable? Mr. Chairman, we'll be inviting this committee to set a precedent that lays bare the standards and the threshold upon which an individual, an innocent man of the governor's caliber, can be held to account. Mr. Chairman, it is said that it is better to acquit 100 convictees other than having a conviction of one innocent man. The man before you, Mr. Chairman, is an innocent man. Is a man who is facing a fishing expedition prosecution. We urge you, Mr. Chairman, to protect the integrity of the man before you. We urge you, Mr. Chairman, to uphold his dignity as prescribed under Article 29 of the Constitution. Mr. Chairman, if an ambulance lacks fuel, is it the work of the governor to fuel that ambulance? Mr. Chairman, can lack of fuel of an ambulance form the basis of impeachment of a governor who is democratically elected? Mr. Chairman, were the people of Wajir County involved through the public processes, public participation as enshrined under Article 196 Clause 2D? Were they involved? Did they participate? Do we have evidence of their participation before you? Can a mere person driven by ulterior, scandalous, vexatious approach have the governor convicted? Mr. Chairman, the governor is accused of allowing unqualified professionals to handle the functions of procurement. Is the governor the head of the public procurement? Does he participate in the process of the employment? Is it true